We recently got some brand new Grundfos models in stock. This one, to be example, let's see, SQ-240. So what we're going to do is a 3/4 horsepower, 10-gallon minute pump. We're actually using this pump here to take the place of this pump here. So we're no longer going to sell the SQ-200. We're strictly jumping to the SQ-240. So I've got somebody here today who wants to buy the SQ-240. So we're going to throw it in the test tank, and we're going to see what kind of pressures and what kind of flow that this pump will actually do. Now we've got the 3/4 horsepower SQ-240 in the test tank right now. Got the wires hooked up. I still got to get my water flow meter hooked up in my return line. I need to get about 5 gallons of water and put it in the tank. We're doing this because we've tested the SQ-200. The max pressure we got was 120 psi. The SQ-250, which is a 15-gallon a minute, 1 horsepower, the max pressure we saw was 175. We jumped down here to the big one, the SQ-360. That was a special order pump that I do not carry. Now, I have a SQ-320 and a 330, but this was a big boy. That got me 220 psi. So this all equates to head pressure, how deep the pump is actually capable of pumping. And this is kind of like my little diagram. And then on this side, we got gallons per minute. So the SQ-200 at 120 psi gave me 1.5 gallons a minute. This one gave me, I think, 19 gallons a minute of maximum flow. And this one gave me 8.8 gallons a minute of maximum flow. That was a 5 gallon a minute pump. So I'm going to go ahead now, get it all wired up, fill the tank up with water, and get this thing on. And we'll see how much pressure it'll do and how much water it'll flow. All right, we've got it on. I put a little bit of chlorine in the water. Let's go ahead and flip the switch. It'll ramp up. Yeah. Okay. We're getting 14.5 gallons per minute of flow right now. Go ahead and put the discharge back under the water. All right. Now let's see here. We've got 14.5 gallons a minute. That's basically zero pressure. So let's get it up to operational pressure for the pressure switch. It's going to be around 50. And it should be a 10-gallon a minute pump. So 10-gallon a minute pump, we'll bring it up to about there. That's going to be typical operating head pressure of this pump if you install it in the well and use it, right? We're getting 12.2 gallons per minute. So that's roughly 60. That's where like a static water level is at 30 foot. That's what that indicates, because you've got 60 pounds of operating pressure on your pressure switch, and then the other 20 psi is gonna, it takes 20 psi to lift water, 30 or 40 feet. Let's go ahead and close it down. Let's see up here. So 100 feet is 43 psi. So let's do 100, because we need to add 60 to that number, right? So let's bring it up. That's a pretty good, what is that? That's about 105. So that would be a 100-foot water level, 60 psi, and it's still flowing 9.5, 9.6 gallons per minute. Really good pump, honestly. Let's go ahead and close it off even more. Let's do 200 foot. So what would that be? Around 140. All right, so there's 100 and let's get it a little bit more. All right, so we're at 140 psi. That would be the water level in the well down at around 200 feet, and we're getting 4.5 gallons a minute. Now I'm gonna compare all these numbers to what Grundfos says their flow chart is, which right now, it's, in my opinion, based on what I've seen in the past, this is spot on with their flow chart. Let's see what our maximum, let's get 1 gallon a minute of flow. So we got 1.2 gallons a minute of flow, and we've got basically 158 psi, 160 psi. So 160, that's 100 psi. Yeah. 100 psi falls right in between here. So this pump probably has a maximum lift capability of about 250 foot to still satisfy and shut off the pressure switch, which is key. You don't want to say my max head is 350 foot and put a pump at 350 foot and it not be able to shut off the pressure switch. That's the problem with people when they say max head. Max head does not mean it'll shut the pressure switch off. It means that's the maximum depth it can actually lift water from, but when it gives it to you, you're only going to get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 psi. There's just nothing left for usable pressure at that point. But very cool. We just wanted to test this pump for the customer. He's here to pick it up, so I had the opportunity to test a brand new SQ-240. And check this out. So plumbers, installers, pump guys, y'all will love this. Check it out. The new Grundfos heads got 4 sides on that. I know everybody over the years have been frustrated with the 2 sides on the Grundfos head and how they always end up being right where the wire is. Well, now you've got 4 sides on the Grundfos. Very cool. I've actually got a story to tell y'all about that. I just haven't shared it yet. So, cool. We've got it for our records. We're good. So now that we're done testing the SQ-240, let's compare the numbers that we got to the numbers that Grundfos gives us on their chart. Let's see how close it is to what we got. A lot of time pump companies will kind of fudge the numbers, but with Grundfos I've always found that they are absolutely spot on. So let's look here. So these are the numbers we got. This is our head pressure, this is our flow rate, and this is our projected water level, okay? Now we have the Grundfos chart here, and I went ahead and taken the liberty of marking the pump that we tested, and the pressures correlated with what we've got on that. So our test showed at 80 psi, 12.3 gallons a minute, 40-foot water level. Down here, the Grundfos chart, 80 psi, 12.3 gallons a minute, 40 foot. The exact same. Now let's come over here. I wrote down 12.3. On the chart, it shows 12.7 to 11.9. It falls right in the middle of that at 12.3. We come over here to our second test, okay? The number falls between 10.5 and 9.5. So the number would be 10. So if we come over here and we look at our second test, 100 psi, I got 9.6 gallons a minute of flow at 100 feet. We come down here and convert it to their chart. 100 psi, 10 gallons a minute, 100 feet. They are spot on. That is within what? 5% variable there. Not bad. Now let's look here. 140 psi on my test. 4.5 gallons a minute at 200 feet deep. Now that's your water level depth, not your relative pump setting depth. That's how far you drew the water level down in the well if it was a low production well. So 140, 4.5. Now let's come over here and look at the chart. They don't have that listed, but they have the one right before 4.5, which is 5.3. So the empty square on my test theoretically would fall under the 4.5 category. So there again, spot on. Now you see here 1.5, you go up here 1.5 gallons a minute. They don't have that listed because we're beyond the recommended max head of this pump, which is 240 feet. So if you go where I had put 1.5 and go all the way up, we're at 260 feet here. They recommend that pump no deeper than 240. Because at that depth, it'll still shut off a pressure switch. So where my test shows 250 feet, we got 1.2 gallons a minute, giving us a maximum pressure of, I think we got 158 psi. I just went ahead and put 160. We come down here, NA, non-applicable because it's not on the chart. So we don't have anything for that because that's beyond the limit. SQ-240. Max head 240 feet deep. So That's pretty cool that the numbers that Grundfos gives us on their flow chart are 100% accurate to the max head that they tell us the pumps are capable of doing. I've had a lot of issues in the past with people buying cheaper well pumps like this one right here behind me. That's a Viver, 1.5 horsepower, probably I think 20 some gallon a minute pump. I think the max head they said was 327 feet. When we tested that pump, it only had a maximum lifting capability of 140 feet. So what the max head is on some companies is a lie. So that's why you really have to pay attention when you buy a pump. If you choose to go the cheap route, you're going to end up paying for it in the long run. That's why every customer who reaches out to me asking and inquiring about well pumps, I almost always point them in the direction of Grundfos, because one of the 8 models that we carry here in stock can almost always fit in some of the scenarios that I have my customers, you know, what their well is, you know. That's what a lot of time I spend with people, answering emails, trying to figure out what type of well you have and what type of pump would be best suited for that well. Not every pump should go in every well, but there is like one pump that you could fit in variable different situations, but you have to size a pump according to the specifications of your well. Hopefully that makes sense. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Give the video a thumbs up, and we'll see y'all on the next one.